What's up, air signs? How y'all doing? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We're going to take a little look here tonight and see if the person you dealt with in the past wants you back. Never done this one before, but we got to change it up a little bit, man. New stuff is fun. All right, now I do have a couple of announcements to make. If you can bear with me for a minute, I'll make it as quick as possible. First of all, you know what to do if you need a personal reading. Check the description of the video, and that's where you'll find all the information you need on how to go about doing that. But for those of you catching this on time, tomorrow, May the 4th, is going to be our next round of weekly live readings right here on this channel. $25. You can pre-order anytime throughout the week. They're read in the order of which they come in every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And as always, right now the list of pre-orders is pretty small. So if you do go ahead and order now, you will be in the very front of the line. Also, for the month of May, I got a new course. This is actually a two-part course. I've decided for the month of May to go ahead and break out my course on how to read the tarot, because y'all write me and ask me about that all the time. So it's a two-part course, though, because there is a lot that goes into it. The first part is 90% my interpretation of each card, okay? But in my opinion, the most important part of reading the tarot is the intuitive guide. And that's the second part. Part 2 dives into how to develop a relationship with a tarot deck, how to develop a relationship with yourself, with your intuition, with the universe. That, from what I've seen, is like 80% of the whole tarot reading process. But they are both very important. So that's why I made it two parts. So the link for that is in the description. June 1st. It's going bye-bye, all right? Okie dokie, let's jump into this. Gemini. Let's see how this person's feeling about you, how they're feeling about this situation. How's this person feeling about Gemini? Ooh, they got their guard up. Definitely guarded. They don't trust you. They don't trust you. This is weird, though, because they do think about you all the time. They do think about you all the time, so you do take up a considerable amount of space in their head, but they don't trust you. But they do want to talk to you, but they don't want you to know that they have any kind of feelings at all. They don't want you to know that you take up any space in their head, you know? But they want to talk to you. They know what they want to say to you. Does that make any fucking sense? Does that make any fucking sense at all? Every time that message comes through, I never understand it. I could not understand for the life of me wanting to talk to someone you don't trust. Now, I don't know why they don't trust you. I'm not here to be the judge of that. This is just their feelings and intentions from their perspective. I don't know if you did something to betray their trust or if they're just projecting. I really don't know. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because, I'm thinking to myself, there's lots of people out there that I don't fucking trust. Lots of them. And I don't want to fucking talk to them. If I don't trust you, I don't want to fucking talk to you. I want nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we all see things differently. I don't know. I can't really comprehend that. This is weird. But you know what I don't have on the table? I don't have one single cup. Not one. Not one. Not one. Wands, swords, pentacles, and major arcana. No cups. So, do they love you? I don't see it here. If they do, it's not coming through here. Do they miss you? It's not coming through here. Okay, well, let's see if they're going to take any action towards you. Is this person taking action towards Gemini? What actions are they taking? Two more shuffles, two more. Boom, Emperor. Not a very action-packed card. It don't look like it, honestly. There's the Six of Swords reversed again, though, so they think about you all the damn time, but as far as action, nah. They're just hanging back in the shadows, keeping an eye on you. Okay, could be an Aries for some of you. Excuse me. All right, well, let's grab the advice then. That was quick. That was pretty damn quick. What's the advice for Gemini? Would it be a good idea for you to reach out? Should you try to get closure? Should you try to reconcile with them? Or should you slam the door on this and walk away from this? What's the advice for Gemini? Boom. Ooh, 10 of Wands. See, this is kind of, this is where it gets tricky because the biggest determining factor on the advice is how long ago this came to an end. So depending on how long ago this ended, the advice is going to be a little bit different. Now, for those of you dealing with something that ended recently, let a little bit more time pass. No, time does not heal you, but time is a very valuable tool in the healing process. Now, for those of you dealing with something that hasn't ended recently, maybe if this has been a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you still can't release this, at some point, maybe a conversation would be beneficial between the two of you. After a certain point of not being able to release something, not being able to move on, then that's when I think a conversation is beneficial. But I'm kind of feeling like, though, the majority of you who resonate with this message are dealing with something that ended recently. When I say recently, I mean within the last 6 months. Something that ended either in 2025 or at the very fucking tail end of 2024. I'm feeling like probably 75% of you are dealing with something that ended recently. So maybe let a little bit more time pass. I can tell you this, though. I'm not going to tell you not to talk to them. But if you do choose to reach out to this person, I don't want to say prepare yourself for the worst, but try to have as few expectations as possible. Try to have as few expectations as possible. Could you do that? That'd be tricky. That would be tricky. I'm trying to put myself in that situation, and I think I would even struggle with that. You know, if there was a past person I wasn't able to let go of, I think it would be very, very difficult to reach out to them with no expectations. That would be hard, even for me. So even if it was me in your place, which I have been in your place, the way I always handled it is I hang back and I remain silent until I've released just enough of it to where I can come talk to you with no expectations. So, all right, we're going to shift gears now. Libra. Libra. Let's see how this person's feeling about you. How's this person feeling about Libra? Boom, boom. Ace of Wands reversed. Well, hang on. Let me see what else comes through with that. Boom. Three of Wands reversed. Star card. Okay. Well, they're still kind of holding on to a little bit of bitterness. A little bit. And no, okay, so I think they want to start new and start fresh. They wish they could. And there may be a part of them that wants you to think that they have. I don't know. They don't know. I think they kind of go back and forth. They don't really know how they feel. You know, they don't really know what they want. But at the end of it, at the deepest level, no, they have not moved on from this. No, they have not. They have not. I think they kind of go back and forth between starting new and starting fresh and waiting for you to come reach out or contemplating whether or not the time is right for them to reach out to you. They don't know. They're up in their head. They don't know. I think they kind of, they go back and forth and they toss around a lot of different feelings and ideas. And so I think, like I said, what they wish they could do, they wish they could just flip a switch, flip your memory off, forget about you, delete your memory and start new and start fresh. They wish they could. But obviously, they're struggling with that. So it could be an Aquarius for some of you. I also have Sagittarius here. All right, well, let's see if they're taking action towards you. Is this person taking action towards Libra? Is this person taking action towards Libra, universe? King of Wands. Don't look like it. The King of Wands is not a very action-packed card. He'd just be sitting there, chilling with his stick. Six of Swords. So they're just trying to move on from this. And two of Wands again. So again, they're not making a decision. They don't really know what decision to make. I don't even think they know how to approach you. Even if they was to make the decision to take action towards you, they wouldn't really know what to say or how to break the ice, So let's grab the advice then. What's the advice for Libra? What is the best advice? Ooh, 9 of coins. Man, you better stand tall and stand strong. Stand tall and stand strong. I think the most important thing to know here is that this person needs to know for sure. No guesses, no speculation. This person needs to know and respect that you have set solid, firm boundaries. Solid, firm boundaries. Now, I'm not saying that that's the end-all, be-all, but if boundaries were set, understood, and respected, I do think that that could potentially at least point you all in the right direction if you were to come back together. Now, there would still be a lot of bumps and twists and turns and hills to overcome on that path, and we will only talk about that if the two of you actually end up coming back together. But just for starters, I wouldn't try to communicate with this person until you're confident that you can set and stand 10 toes down on firm boundaries. And this person knows it and they respect it. And they're not trying to test your boundaries. They're not trying to get over on you. They respect it, That would be the first step. So do you think you're at a place where you could do that? That's all I'll say about that. That's all I'll say about that. Take that information and do with it what you will. All right, Aquarius. Aquarius. Let's see how this person's feeling about you. How's the person Aquarius dealt with in the past feeling about them, universe? How do they see you? How do they feel about you? How do they feel about this situation? Whoa. Oh, Chariot reversed. Boom. Very guarded. Very guarded. Page of Cups, though. Page of Wands. Well, they haven't moved on from this. I do think they have feelings for you. But with these two pages right next to each other, it's like they have very immature feelings for you, I don't really know a way to explain that. It's kind of like, it almost kind of feels like, okay, let me put it to you like this. If you were to tell me to look at this energy here and guess this person's age, which you can't really fucking do that, but if I was to try to guess somebody's age based on the energy of the tarot spread, this looks like at the most somewhere between 18 and 25. Now, again, you can't guess somebody's age based on their energy. I've seen 50-year-olds embodying this energy. But that means that's their mental age. That's their emotional age, rather. They have the emotions of a 18 to 22-year-old, And as we all know, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, they're not very mature, are they? 90% of the time, 95% of the time. So I do think that they do have some feelings for you. They haven't really moved on from this, but from the looks of it, it doesn't really look like you have any feelings for them. So they are really curious to know if you still have any feelings for them. But, I don't think they're holding on to any hope that this is ever going to come back together successfully. I don't think so. So, all right, well, let's see if they're taking any action towards you. What actions are they taking towards Aquarius? Is this person taking action towards Aquarius? Five of Cups reversed. Nah, they're waiting. Waiting. Yep, waiting. Three of Wands, Temperance. What are they waiting on? I don't know. Now, usually with the Three of Wands, what this would indicate, the textbook version of this card, would indicate that they're waiting on you to come reach out to them, is what that would indicate. But they could, there we go. They're waiting on the right opportunity. I think the majority of you, this person is waiting on the right opportunity. And what would most exes consider to be a good opportunity to come back to someone? A point of weakness, right? A point of weakness. Like if they see you posting some boohoo shit, if you get into a relationship and then get broke up with, you know, at a place where you're vulnerable. So, yeah. But other than that, I'm not really seeing them taking action. They're busy pretending like they're happy and pretending that they've healed, hoping that you're watching. All right, let's grab the advice then. What's the advice for Aquarius? Ooh, Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay, hey, Two of Wands reversed, man. Okay, well, it is time for the next person to come in. Okay, there is another person due to come in. But with this person here, the only thing I'll tell you is this. All they really want to know is if you have feelings for them. That's all they really want to know. What are they planning on doing with that information? I don't know. So you have a few different ways that you can handle this. You could either A, reach out to them and be as cold as ice and not let them know anything about how you feel about anything. Or you could reach out and open up and be vulnerable, you know, and admit that you have feelings for them. But the minute they start trying to play with that, you cut them off immediately. Cut them off immediately. Yeah, I may have feelings for you, but that don't mean I'm going to let you play with me. Nope. I'll put my head over my heart. I can still walk away from something even if it hurts. Don't be thinking that just because I got feelings for you means you're going to be able to play with me. I will still walk the fuck away from you. I don't care how bad it hurts. I don't care. I don't care if it rips me in two to walk away from you. I will. I fucking will. Try me. My thing, though, is that, do you want to take that chance? You know, that can create more karma, that can lower your vibration. You know, now in the long term, you know, in regards to transmuting and whatnot, that could help you do more transformation, but you kind of have to know what you're doing energetically if you want to take that chance. So, you know what? Just take that information and do with it what you will, okay? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my air sign family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is in the description. Also, don't forget, tomorrow, May the 4th, is going to be our next round of our weekly live readings right here on this channel. You can pre-order anytime throughout the week, $25. I read them in the order that they come in every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And as always, right now, the list of pre-orders is pretty small. So if you do order right now, you will be in the very front of the line. Also, I have a new course, y'all. I broke out a new course for the month of May. For the month of May, I've decided to break out my course on how to read the tarot. Now, this is actually a two-part course because there's quite a bit that goes into it. But I've decided to break down everything about how I interpret the cards, how I learned to read, how I taught myself how to read. And part number one is 90% how I interpret the cards. And the second part is all the intuitive guide. Once you interpret the cards and you know the meanings, then how to develop a relationship with the tarot deck, develop a relationship with yourself, how to trust yourself, how to trust your intuition, develop a relationship with the universe. That's on the second part. I think both parts are very, very important. That's why I made 2 parts. So for those of you interested, the link is in the description. June 1st, it goes bye-bye. All right? All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.